Good morning, fellow humans. Today is a mental health video inspired by or incorporating the quote from the Keep Calm and Carry On 365-day quote calendar. If you don't like how I'm trying to do this new venture, let me know. And we'll go back to the normal format of whatever crosses my mind comes out of my mouth. Although this is still much, whatever crosses my mind comes out of my mouth. I'm just also training my brain because it's good to train your brain. Helps stave off Alzheimer's and other degenerative diseases. This is our mission, to cast a ray of light and pass it on. I saw this was the quote for today, and I thought it would be good to be a mental health video. In the words of Wayne Dwyer, you can't give out what you don't have inside. If you're struggling with your own mental health, with depression, bipolar, anxieties, fears, obsessions, addictions, eating disorders, paranoia, the list goes on and on of things that we deal with. It's not your fault. I want to get that out right away. Mental illness is not your fault. But trying, if you are lucky enough, to have access to therapy, to medications, to treatment, because not everyone has these luxuries. They're not a given. They're a luxury. If you have access to these luxuries, it is your responsibility to try to manage your conditions to the best of your ability. Because when we are not in a good place with our conditions, our mental health state is not in a good place, that's what we're putting out. The story basically went that if you squeeze an orange, what's going to come out of this orange? Orange juice. You can't squeeze an orange and make apple juice come out of it because that's not what's inside. Doesn't matter who squeezes it, boss, mother-in-law, doesn't matter what time of day it's squeezed, it's only going to produce orange juice because that's what's inside. If someone puts pressure on you, life puts pressure on you, your boss, your mother-in-law, your friends put pressure on you, business, life puts pressure on you, and out of you comes anger, bitterness, sadness, sorrow. Or we just walk into a room and we emanate that. And what we emanate creates this atmosphere. I've seen people walk into a room and the room just lifts up. It lightens up. The air in the room is lighter. And people are happier just to be around that person. And there are other people that just drain the energy out of the room. When you're struggling, the worse you're struggling, no matter how hard you try to hide it and put a happy face on and mask it and trudge through your day as if there's nothing going on, as if there is not gunfire behind your eyeballs and a war going on inside your head, as if you are not sick and struggling, it bleeds off you into the world around you. If you're already up to here, you're going to respond to the most minor provocations with up to here. And the better managed your symptoms of whatever conditions you're struggling with, the more of your legitimate personality, because you are more than your mental illness, you are more than your struggles. And there's only one of you. Let your little light shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Back to the quote. That we're supposed to be a light unto the world, be a light unto others, be compassionate, spread joy, kindness, change, compassion, goodness, imagination, creation, all the good qualities that are of us, in us, out of us, and to the rest of the people and the rest of the world that we come in contact with on a daily basis. Not leave a trail of destruction. An unmanaged mental illness leaves a trail of destruction. It is not your fault. Again, I gotta reiterate that. It's not your fault. You are where you are, where you are, where you are. And not everyone has access to treatment or effective treatment. But if you are lucky enough to have access to effective treatment, it is your responsibility not to be treatment resistant to the best of your ability. To believe that the people that are trying to help you are really trying to help you, that they are on your side. To buy in to the treatment modalities and put the footwork in, put the effort in, put your heart, put your head into it, and never give up hope. If it involves homework, do the homework. If it involves exposure, if it involves exposure to your fears, like exposure therapy, that you withstand those tests to the best of your ability, to conquer your anxieties, to conquer your difficulties, to make progress towards stability. You may have a severe and persistent mental illness that will come and go, no matter how much you invest yourself into your care, and no matter how good your treatment is. But it's still your responsibility in the interim, when you have your wits about you, to take the best care of yourself you possibly can. Best care of your life you possibly can, because like the old saying goes, the plane is going down, you put the mask on yourself before you put the mask on anyone else. If you are not okay, you can't be helpful to others. You can't help anyone or anything around you, including yourself. So whatever mental illness you struggle with, if you are given the opportunity, however silly it may seem, however much you may dislike your therapist or whatever is running through your head, if it's a legitimate boundary crossing, there are channels to report things, you can change your therapist, there's ethics, of course there's ethics, but a lot of times we hold ourselves back and we don't even realize we're doing it. We resist getting as well as possible, and you owe that to the world, and you owe that to yourself, to have the best life possible regardless of the conditions that you deal with, even if they are permanent. So take it upon yourself to take care of your mental health, to invest in the process, to do the footwork, to be your best possible, so the true you can shine through and can be shared with the world. That's why we're here. Don't let your mental illness take you down any more than it needs to. By resisting treatment potential that is given you. You want a way out of the box, if you can get out of the box. Mental illness is the only illness that sometimes people will fight getting better from, because it's so familiar. They don't know how to be any different. They fear different, or they don't have insight. But if you have the tools, like not everyone does, and the capacity to think for yourself, to have insight, battle for yourself, for the best life possible for you and everyone around you. You're worth that. Good morning.